You know, I really just call you Big Guard. I know your first name is Juan, but what is your last name? Can we share your last name? Bates?
Yeah, Bates.
Juan
we can share it.
Bates.
We can share it on
but
the air.
really, I'm going to cue this one off with the Big Guard.
Big Guard.
Big Guard.
Yo, you gotta pay me $10K to say that intro, bro. That's
Really?
Yeah, that's patent, bro. You know.
We didn't get that.
Copyrighted,
We didn't
you
get
know.
that in writing first, but I will cross it
Okay,
out.
Don't worry about it. No, just
I can use-
if you play it in the video for you my guy. You know, 1,500.
Because I'm a Big Guard.
1,500. Or that Syracuse jersey. I like it better.
We'll
like
see.
that one better.
There's an orange one. I got a gray one. I got a blue one.
I'll just take
I
orange.
got one navy blue one.
Orange.
I got to get that one.
Syracuse is known for being orange, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the orange.
I've given away very few. I've given one away to this dude in Japan. I
Okay.
was telling you about him
Yeah,
yesterday.
you was telling me about him.
The dude who found me online. I came across, didn't speak any lick of English, and we turned him into a pro basketball
Turned him
player.
to a
He just
pro.
finished his first season in Austria this year.
Hey, congrats, man. That's what you do.
He's
That's
a
what
big
you do.
guard.
Big guard.
He's
Hey.
5'9", little Japanese guy, but
Oh, he's a big guard.
he's
He's a big guard. Okay.
Yeah. We got him doing his hex bar deadlifts. Got him on the. I hope that doesn't throw me out of focus right there.
No, you good.
Jake, I think I got thrown out of focus. Some of these.
Yeah.
You know these?
Yeah, I know.
But we're
The
still
bands.
live though, Jake. Check out that cam. Amazing to improve your guard's first step right there. Have you ever used those?
I did not. I don't, but I got to. I do use them for most of my hips.
Your hips?
Yeah, I use them for my hips.
Try those around like the ankle, shins,
Okay.
and stand in that 90-degree stance. And then I just use it. Keep that one plant leg down and push towards like that first direction, going this way.
Oh,
And
so
then,
just moving with it.
yeah, just out.
Yeah, I warm up like that.
No, but I keep one in place, and then I do one backwards. So that way it's all first step directions.
Yeah, I warm up like that.
0 to 45.
I got a kit through you guys, the Z kit.
The
I
Z
used
kit.
Yeah, the Z kit. It's some guys who I met All-Star Weekend with you guys. They just did a video with Nick them.
Really?
Yeah, the Z kit.
I think
He's out here.
Some guy with a slick back hair.
Exactly.
Okay, I remember him
Exactly.
from
So,
when
yes.
we were in Chicago.
Shout out to the Z Kit. Yeah, shout out to the Z Kit. Anybody want to support them? BG20. Get Big Guard some money and get your Z Kit.
Wow,
Simple.
you are a professional content creator.
Yo,
sir.
right there.
That's a good plug.
Hey, big plug.
Massive
Yeah, we
plug.
here.
So, real quick, explain to everybody what is the Big Guard channel, who you are, and how you come into being the representative,
for Big Guard.
for us Big Guards.
All right, bet. So, I'm a Juan Bates, college basketball player. Well, former college basketball player, but just growing up and being a smaller guard, I always felt like it was never a platform to display this talent, as well as to inspire and educate these individuals how to use their size to their advantage. So in high school, I used to play my coach one-on-one after practice, my assistant coach. Shout out to Coach Head, Brandon Gilmore of Hazelwood Central. And he used to go to the hole. And since we were the same height, but he was bigger than me, he used to go to the hole, hit me, lay the ball up, and he used to scream, "Big guard!" So it kind of rung in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I took it throughout college, and guys used to actually joke. Be like, "What's up, big guard?" Like, cause I used to hit the weights heavy in college. Like, "What's up, big guard?" Test me out. And it literally just stuck. So after college, I was like, "Yo, you know what? I want to create some type of platform for smaller guys." And Big Guard, the name was just so like, it was like a catch-22 with it. It was like small guards, call them big guards, make them think big, make them play big. And, I just want my platform to pretty much display and show this talent, and then eventually take the basketball vehicle and turn it into just like an ultimate platform for just, life problems. But we may connect through basketball. But on here we could talk about, mental health. We could talk about family. We could talk about masculine, feminine type of things, just with the development of player and people. So I want Big Guard to kind of be really much that platform for athletes to pretty much share their stories and short films to inspire people, and anything I could do for people to come to Big Guard and be inspired by, that's what I want to do. But the basketball part, I vlog, I commentate, but I show love to the smaller guards.
Well, basketball, it seems like, it's our vehicle.
Yeah,
it's
for
something
sure.
as much as we might want to be getting away from, we can't escape it.
We can't.
And I think the problem for a lot of athletes is they fail to embrace
It's a trap.
that part of your life. Well, it's not even a trap, but it's like you have to be, either make your peace with it and be okay that you were a basketball player and that there's still so many things that you can get from the game, take away from the game.
So funny story is I ended my college career 79-79. I'm at the free throw line. I got 2 free throws. Started the season off hurt. suspended from the team for 8 to 10 games.
Real quick, you were at what's it called in Miami?
Johnson & Wells.
Johnson Wells.
Yeah.
Did you know Eric Dunn?
Eric Dunn? No, I don't know Eric
White guy,
Dunn.
shooter. Might have
No.
been a little bit before your time.
Yeah, he might be before my time. I
He
only
was
did
a
2
South
years
Florida
there.
guy with me.
Yeah, I only did 2 years there. But anywho, 79-79, I'm at the line, 2 free throws, smoke them both. Lose us the game. You know what I'm saying? After a year of me just battling back through adversity and overcoming everything, to end my college career like that would have been like the perfect story, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the line, all year I've been battling uphill battles to start the last 12 games. So ending at the line there, I wanted to walk away. I'm like, it wasn't meant to be. If the story ended like that, it wasn't meant to be. So I got away from the game for like 6 months. I was like, I can do it.
Mm.
It's a trap. Like I wanted to try something else. But then basketball is just one of those things, bro. It's like no matter what you try to do, when you born, like not when you're born in it, but when you have done it for so long, it's like everybody you know, everybody you around, the media, you're still in tune with the game. So I was like, yeah, it's more to the story.
What were you battling in college?
I think really I was just really battling becoming a point guard, bro. I think for small guys, like that's tough, especially being from the Midwest, where height is really not crazy. Your center might be 6'4", 6'5", so I could be an undersized too.
I think that's average. I think even even Florida. I mean, we can get tall guys down there. We're not a basketball-centric state. Football is still the bread and butter down there.
But we know that next level.
But still, I mean, it ain't weird to see your center in high school being 6'6".
Right.
For most teams.
Exactly.
You find that 6'8" plus guy that's a dime a dozen.
And then you got to look at, not only just stay on basketball too long, but you got to look at a lot of when a person don't have a position. I feel like it's almost like a job. Like it's a lot of guys who are very great basketball players and can market themselves in other lanes, but college and NBA and pro jobs it's a job. You got to fit the description of, okay, you're 5'9", this is where I could put you. You know what I'm saying? At the 1. You can't play the 2. So I don't never feel like I was a 9 to 5 type of guy. I've been having my own entrepreneurial type of base since high school. So even with like the labels of basketball, I just thought like, yo, it'll come. I'll figure it out. So in the end, I think I figured it out. I was like, okay, I got to play this position if I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just score.
But you still stepped away after those 2 free throws.
Yeah, I stepped away after those 2 free throws. It was a lot. It was a lot coming down. But I think all in all, I'm back. With the big guard movement now, I'm trying to carry an army of small guards and bring them to the forefront of the game.
So how long you been working on this brand?
A year. A year, about a year and a half.
Okay, you're crushing it then.
Yeah.
From everything I see, man, you're doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great, but it's still a level of production. I think that's why I'm out here on the West Coast dealing with you. You see, you got the lights, the podcast, you got the background, you know what I'm saying, the Wii Sports, the hoop. Like, this is West Coast. They can't even
see that shit, but
they can't see it, but we going to show you guys this West Coast, like, the thought process.
It's going to be a good thumbnail going for the big guard hanging on the rim, right?
It's going to be great. Big guard, so... West Coast, you need that type of production, I feel. So I think I still got those ways to go.
Well, I think that was the great thing. And I think that's we've been talking about this. And then a lot of people I come across once I made it out here. And I don't say made it like I made it yet, but just when I got here physically. It's, you bring that East Coast hard work, gritty mentality out here. People are like, just, whoa, come on, man. Take a break. Slow down. Like, nah, man. I left those crazy people on the East Coast to come out here. Plant a flag. Plant a flag.
And
grow and dominate, but again, it's always finding a way to be more optimal and efficient.
For sure.
And, I think that's the interesting thing where a lot of the characters we have on the show is we care about these athletes after sports. I remember having plenty of guys talk to me and say, basketball ain't going to last forever. But, when you're thinking like a high school guy with testosterone and shit just flowing through your brain.
You're not trying to hear none of that.
Like, I'm going to be a basketball player forever. What do you I don't get hurt.
I see those 60 picks in the draft and be like, yo, I can still be that.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, in high school, that's got to be your mentality. If that's not your mentality, if you already I'm just play overseas, that's cool. But I still feel like it's something has to be pushing you to the edge. If you truly want to be able to walk away from the game and I gave it all I have. I think that was a great thing about Kobe Bryant's story.
In terms of what part?
Just him being able to walk away from the game. And I just feel like he was at peace.
Yeah.
He gave it everything he had.
Well, a lot of those guys, it's, LeBron's is going to be interesting because he is at that, okay, can he still push and win this championship at 35? Very similar to MJ.
Yeah.
MJ was in his 34, 35. when he was winning that last championship in '98.
I just don't think LeBron is on the same. I think LeBron's on another magnitude from those guys, just as far as the timing of the development of him just as a player. You know what I'm saying? I think he understands the game. He understands what he needs to put into his body and how much money he needs to pay to actually perform at that level. So I think he got that part figured out.
Yeah, I think
just naturally.
But I'm saying it's going to be interesting to see his slow digression. From the physical, because is that going to be him taking on a smaller role? Or is he just going to say,
you can't see it
hey,
right now.
I'm going to step away from the game. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah,
because he could totally do
That's
that.
what I think is going to go more into. I think LeBron step away from the game is either I'm about to own this team or I'm about to start another league. I think it's going to be something like
I think that'd be
big.
great I think that'd be better for his legacy than going out like MJ or Kobe,
for sure.
where it was like, we're just on our last whims. MJ is a crazy person that just wants to keep playing basketball.
For sure, because that's.
And I love MJ for that. I'm an MJ guy over all of them just because I love that. I have that mentality. I was like, hey, I'm gonna work harder.
But Kobe, what Kobe said, he felt like he was having a new life after retirement. Like after retiring, I feel like he went through a new phase of just life. I think your connects, who you talk to, I think that's all valuable in basketball. Like you wanna, once you step away, you wanna be able to meet other people that's outside of basketball, just to help progress your life and your mind. So.
Well, I've spoken on this plenty of times.
That's big guard stuff.
In terms of shit after basketball, but what do you want these guys to know? What is it that not just you do at the channel, but from what you've seen in your experience, what do you see that these guys either they don't have or they're not working on?
My biggest thing is
ball and out of ball.
Energy. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing is like energy. I like to talk about a lot of young guys, especially highly ranked guys. It's a lot of swag, but it's not a lot of energy. Like, you are an entertainer. Yeah, you are a basketball player, but you got 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 people in the stands to come watch you put on a show. And I think energy is something contagious. So when I like to come see these players, I want players to play with energy. I want you to get an and one. Big guard! Like, look at the crowd. Like, I'm here. I'm him. You might be at an away game and you letting them know, like, I'm him. I'm here. You going to feel this. I want the whole arena to be like, yo, that's the man in the building. And I think a lot of top guys who I go see, that's what I want them to really take away. And even if you're not a top guy, even if you're a smaller cat and you trying to get some time or play more and win your coach over, I think energy. I want guys to know, like, your energy carries over, and it's just not on the court, it's off the court.
So I think we have just America itself, we're weird in that. It's okay to be proud to be an American, patriotism, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, like, we have this puritanical way about
humble yourself.
Everything's got to be humble.
You got to be humble.
Everything's got to be this, and it's like, wait, I have this either God-given talent or I've fucking busted my ass to be this high-quality, high-caliber athlete.
Yeah. And
because I wouldn't say I really got into the trash talking and, the gloating on the level to say, yo, I'm here. I'm going to get this deal. I broke Jim Boeheim's hand because I was just trying to get that ball, go down, do that to Dion one day in practice. So it got me in trouble. But, I didn't learn that till being around, I'd say the culture of a little bit more guys from around the country and just like that swagger, like, wait, I thought we were on the same team, but you got guys coming at your neck like Devendorf.
Yeah.
Master trash talker.
Yeah.
Masterful trash talker. And will let you know every time you come down the floor. And
you love him though.
Oh, he's my guy.
You love him. Yeah, you love that about him.
But I'm saying I didn't get that right away. It's like, wait, what? This guy's already coming at me. I'm a freshman coming in. Like, I'm battling low spot. I got to come at him now,
Yeah.
And so I remember like older guys like Michael Carter-Williams or Trevor Cooney, and they came in when they were freshmen, so they were a little tinier, didn't know their bodies physically as well. And I was 175. That was my biggest guard moment.
Yeah.
So on that hand check or just like, leveraging myself, like being in a low position defensively all the time, those guys had such a hard time.
Yeah, especially being 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah. Oh, man, I fucked with Mike so much. But, like, using that.
Yeah.
Or even, like, Scoop, who I've had on, or Dion, like, they hated me in practice. But I also just knew, like, again, finding your role.
Yeah.
What's your job? Like, all right, my job is to make sure these guys know their shit. But also, I want their position.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity.
You brought some big guard energy.
But there's my opportunity to show up today. If I treat this like a job, and I think, like, again, that's a hard thing for athletes if they are deep on a depth chart. Like, no. You got to say, okay, who's number one, who's number two, and how can I beat them every single day in a job opportunity? If I'm making more sales than them, well, coach has got to say, we gotta give this guy a shot.
Exactly.
I remember my first ABA team I played on in Miami. I got signed, but they were like, yeah, we got this kid, we drafted him in the draft. We got him coming in. And I busted his ass first few weeks of practice. First game, Brandon's starting point guard.
Yeah.
But again, there's a certain level of craziness that has to go into that, but also a certain level of moderation. Yeah. You have to be.
But you auditioning yourself for a job in front of tens of thousands and even millions of people when you're playing on TV. You know what I'm saying? You're auditioning for a job. You even plan for the people to love you. Because somebody could see you and be like, yo, the fans love him. Let's start a brand around this guy. So I just think younger athletes got to take it in more consideration and more fact that they're more than an athlete and that they're a brand.
But that's what's interesting now with, social media tools. I don't know. What years were you in college?
2013 up until 2018.
Okay. See, I went 2008, 2012.
Okay. So I'm right
after. I just got into Twitter like my senior year. Facebook was still like the thing. Maybe Instagram was barely being used by a lot of us.
Facebook was the thing.
Like, I mean, I even used this story too. Like, we didn't even have Tinder or all them dating apps. I had to reach out to girls with the Facebook poke. Yeah. That's when the Facebook poke game was like legit.
Facebook got the most simple algorithm. You could just search a person name.
But I mean, that was like the thing. So it's like, man, if I established myself then, and again, there was plenty of guys I know who took better advantage of all that shit.
Yeah, and they're popping now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're popping now. So
the consistency is key, but and then also being able to jump the gun. But is that something you want to promote to these kids? Is just getting them on, like you said, you want them being more prominent, having more swagger and carrying themselves better. But how do they do that on social media when you can get in so much trouble?
I think they just need people to help them brand. So, like with Big Guard, I do want to release some type of outlet to help players brand. I got to figure out just as far as the NCAA rules and what they have going on. But I think guys have to feel like they're playing for more than just, their name. And they got something at stake.
But that's what's interesting. I mean, that's the great rule for this year in the NCAA. You're allowed to use the likeness of your name.
To make some money.
Yeah. And that's the saddest part, man, about U.S. sports.
Yeah.
We all claim that we want capitalism and we hate socialism and communism, but we have the most socialist forms of sports.
Yeah.
Where we don't let individuals, we want individuals. We hate capitalism and shit. It's like, why aren't these guys able to make money off their likeness, their name, their physical traits and talents that they're able to do? Like,
what if I told you it wasn't yours? We don't got to get too deep in here, but I don't feel like anything is yours.
In terms of,
I feel like it's yours. That's something you take personal, but I think the way the country has been structured, from when you're born, the birth certificates to everything, you gotta abide by the contracts. You gotta abide by the law. So at a lot of times, the people who make those rules, I feel like they look at it as like we have ownership of everything. We're in control.
No, I think that's the problem.
You signing up to play for us in the NCAA, you giving us your name. We're going to put your name on.
But I mean, that's what's great with LeBron, Maverick Carter, and who's LeBron's agent?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Paul Rich. I literally had it
Paul
backwards.
Rich.
But that's the great things they've been doing, and then partnering with the state of California to say, hey, listen, we're gonna pay our athletes. And I think that's great for the free market, as well as we're talking about this. We'll get into crypto too, because I know that's where it's going to lead to. Decentralization.
Yeah.
Like having a small sect of people who have power and authority over a great amount of people. It's not what this country was founded on. Yeah. So now that we want to break up these institutions in order to help the individuals,
there's going to be more things that's built.
I think it's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing, and of course, it's not going to be perfect right away.
Yeah.
There's going to be things. I talked with one of my former coaches, Jerry McNamara. He was on the show, and he coaches at Syracuse. And over time, like since I've been playing there, if we got scholarship, I got all my grant money back that year. Yeah. But at the same time, and what's interesting is, they say the investment of the player that we're giving to them for their scholarship, we're giving them that back. Well, like, what about all the money that your parents or your family members or your coach put into you to get you to that point?
Exactly.
And now you can't give them anything back. Because if anything, I remember when I was in school, I was giving grant money to help mom with mortgage payments and all that.
It's levels to it, though, B.
But I'm saying, like, again, if these guys are able to facilitate that, there's they're not really capitalizing on that money. There's so much things that a lot of athletes, and I'm a white kid, you know, I didn't have a rough or tough background. People have a lot harder than I did. Yeah. And imagine how much money they got to send back to help their family members.
I think, but you got to look at why Duke and Kentucky and Calipari and Coach K is ahead of the recruiting pack. I mean, they're coming with it. They're not knocking on your door if they're not talking a nice check for you and your family to be good, for you to just come play basketball.
So what do you think about a few of these black high school athletes looking to go to HBCUs?
I think
how do you feel about that?
I think the root of it all is, I think a lot of those guys who can make the opportunity is going to have an opportunity to go play in the NBA. But I think the HBCU structure, at the end of the day, it's not too many actual colleges owned by black people. It's just a history behind it of them making historically black. I don't really think a lot of HBCUs is black owned and black powered. I don't. From Howard,
we got to look into that because
you have to look. You have to deep dive and do your research. Tell me what black organizational or people that started at HBCU. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, far as the people who work there, the majority of the kids is black, so we're going to give it a historically black type of imprint. But I don't know necessarily at the root of the problem.
Are institutions of higher education in the United States that were established before the Civil Rights Act. The intention of primarily serving the African American community. Most of these institutions were founded in the years of the American Civil War. 101 of them. Private institutions.
Black athletes. They control HBCUs as well. Like I don't think that's the root of the problem. I don't think that's the root. I think if we want to make a solution of change, you know, LeBron and those guys, they got to get into the root of that problem and get into those schools and pretty much figure out and help them create a budget to get these athletes there. Because at the end of the day, we still got to get TV contracts.
Well, that's the thing. I think that, you know, I don't know what that one kid's name is who just signed.
The
7-footer?
Yeah, 7-footer. He went to Howard.
Yeah. You know, but like even like a Mikey Williams. Like, again, those are guys we know they're going to be one and dones.
Yeah.
You know?
It's too much money at stake. Like, you could say HBCU or come take this $1 million from Coach K.
But, or, I mean, what do you get, a base 100K, 500K for the G League now? They're claiming. Those guys could pull that contract probably coming in because they're going to be pulling in, again, the attention.
Yeah, but the G League is a maybe because they're putting all those guys on the same team to play against some guys that's been up and down in the league. You don't think they're going to be trying to kill Jalen Green this year? You got a team full of high schoolers coming in to play some guys that's been up and down, trying to feed their family off $40,000.
Dude, I don't think people understand. Like,
yeah,
first of all,
they grind different.
The style of basketball is 5 out. Maybe you got one guy coming up and down setting
no
your
help,
screen.
And it's no help.
No help D anymore. It's just
island.
It's street ball.
Street,
it's
literally.
Street. So
who got the most grit?
But again, I mean, when you think about like, hey, especially that G League, D League, a lot of guys understand like, dudes are going to get them shots up.
Yeah,
they got to get some points. They got to get some stats. You ain't getting any ball movement or any of that. And I think what is it? I think the most interesting thing is how are you going to have a coach, like even in the NBA when they get like in the huddle and they mic them up?
Yeah, this
dude's making 20 times less than me. I don't fucking care what
he
has to say. You think about that coach there, it's like, you think they're ever going to listen to him?
Exactly.
You know, they're just going out there, they're getting that bucket.
Go.
I mean, the amount of 3-pointers and the difference. I think there's difference of plus minus 30 3-pointers compared to like in the 90s when I grew up watching, 2000s.
Nobody was shooting the ball.
I mean, what? They were shooting like 12 threes
a
game.
I don't want to revisit the HBCU situation.
No, stay with it.
But I think, like, you know how they had those big tournaments? I think, like, the Maui Invitational and different things like that. I think if we want to empower the HBCUs, no matter who run it, because we know the school is majority black far as the staff and the students that are there. We're not talking about the root of who created it. Of course, we're in America. I think that our bigger athletes like LeBron, Clutch Sports, they're going to have to get their own invitationals and their own TV deals to broadcast this talent. The talent need broadcasted, and the schools need promoted. And the players coming there is one thing, but that's still not going to make them put Howard on TV. We all know that's contracts and that's deals. You know what I'm saying?
But
so
that's the thing. It's like if kids like that are coming on a rotation now, it's going to bring attention. They're going to say, oh, this kid with his likeness is going to be filling in, making sure we're selling 20,000 tickets or 10,000 tickets, or I'm going to come see XYZ kid come play.
I still feel like they need the structure because they could get Mikey Williams and the team could be bad. you know. So they gonna have to come with some money. We gonna have to pour some money into it because it's still hard. $1 million or represent your people.
Well, Michael Wilbon says it's great. Like, you know, why are all these kids wanting to go to Kentucky, Duke? Because just like 70 years ago, they weren't even letting black kids in there.
Yeah, but the money. Kentucky is one of the richest states. I have one of the biggest followings in Kentucky.
It's a big basketball state.
It's money. It's a lot of money there.
No, it's money.
It's a lot of money in Kentucky.
What are you getting paid for?
Yo,
basketball training?
Land. Though it's something about it. It's a catch-22 with everything. Like we might look at LA and be like, yo, it's a lot of money here. It's a lot of money moving in out here. A lot of people. But where that money is sitting at and growing, don't play with Kentucky. I'm trying to tell you. All my people in Kentucky, man, shout out to y'all. The grind sessions, Mustang Madness. Kentucky serious.
How do you know money is going in and out of Kentucky though? That's a broad statement.
That's when I did.
So I'm looking at tax-wise and tax revenues, and they ain't got that much money.
Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the Midwest places that it's really nothing to do.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
I actually met a porn star.
Really?
Who lives in Vegas and said, yeah, I make a lot of my money in Missouri and Kentucky.
In terms of like she goes there.
She goes there and make her money. She got people there who got a lot of land.
A lot of porn stars end up making their money just.
The money is in the land. I think that's what we got to start looking at. The money is in the land.
No knock to porn stars, but you know, just getting paid, you know, a certain X amount of dollars a night to spend with somebody.
But she's already on the West Coast in Vegas, where the scale of money. She's close to Cali. It's a lot of more money out here. You would think it's a lot of more money moving, but the money is in the land. You can't get that much land in LA. You gotta.
Oh yeah, you can't get that much land, but a matter of what's going to surround your property.
So that's what I'm telling you. It's people in Kentucky who they got land, they got the animals on there. They might grow things. They might outsource it. I mean, insource it, outsource it, whatever I'm looking to say. But what I was able to see when I went there and I did a couple tournaments, the Mustang Madness, Grind Session, Prolific Prep, one of the top prep schools out here in California with the #1 player in the nation, Jalen Green. They come to Kentucky and play multiple times a year.
A basketball state, though.
It's not even about being basketball. Yes, it could be a basketball state, but you don't think how you think they getting here from Cali? How you think they getting here from Cali? Boosters.
Of course.
People from Kentucky are paying them to come there and play in a league.
That's different.
It's a league.
The university, I'm saying, UK and Louisville.
Why?
Got a lot of money
Isn't it a big prep league out in California then?
Why isn't there a big prep league out here?
Yes, where you guys fly people in from the East Coast. Because when I'm telling you, everybody meet in Kentucky from New York City, L.A., they all meet in Kentucky. It's boosters. It's people who pulling them in with money.
What prep schools are there?
Prolific Prep. You got, what's the school out of Kentucky? Out of New York. They got Posh Alexander, guy going to St. John's. I'm going to get the name.
Well, I just don't think that California needs to have a prep league. They can pull that stuff off in their private schools.
No, I'm telling you, it's money in Kentucky because they getting all those guys to come there, and every game isn't sold out.
I don't think high school basketball is pulling in that much money compared to investment banking or, I think horse races and horses are bringing more money in than basketball.
Okay, they might will, but I'm trying to tell you, it's
Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky has some money. Don't sleep on Kentucky. That's all I'm saying. It's a reason why. It's a reason why Coach Calipari. That's why the university. It doesn't matter. The university is connected to the state. You don't think Coach K got to get in with those banks to be like, yo, we need some guys down here. All right, we're gonna give
That's too far reaching. You need more proof for that.
I need more proof for that. Okay.
You need proof. You can't just say.
Big guard isn't gonna say that. The University of Kentucky is paying these players big bucks to come there.
We're saying a college basketball player has direct connections with banks. I'm not saying I totally believe they have connections with boosters.
Yeah, mom, open this bank account. This guy here is gonna take care of you.
Yeah, but that's not directly associated that the bank is doing that. That's individuals who are creating bank accounts.
Look at me in my face. I met a powerful man from a small place where I'm from. With a lot of power. I watched it with my eyes.
Well, let us know, man.
The banks. Spill. I can't give you the spill. All I'm saying is it's power in those places. It's powers to be like, yo, Brandon Reese, big guard with you. Okay, when big guard come in the bank, he's connected to Brandon Reese. So whatever big guard want, you guys better make sure it happen. All them got power there. Calipari is changing lives at the University of Kentucky, it's because he got the state behind him, and the state coming with real ends. It's not a lot of people trying to pull this money. You got a place like California so big and so many people. It's a tug of war on the money. It's going this way, going that way, in Kentucky, in those small places where people don't want to be, it's a catch to it all. It's a lot that you could accumulate and put to plan of action if you wanted it.
Well, listen, I mean, I was going to say,
I'll be a more successful trainer in Kentucky than California.
I think that's
financially.
I think it's true that just because your taxes are cheaper, cost of living's cheaper, and I think people
it's not a million of you.
There's not a what?
A million of you.
That too. I think a lot of people, like, you know, you're working out in Florida. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, going and tackling things in smaller markets. You don't necessarily have to come to California. Yeah, there's a lot of people here, and it's great that there's so many people that want to make stuff happen, constantly creating, right. producing. But at the same time, you can make that happen anywhere and everywhere. It's maybe a little tougher.
But it's more hands in the pots the bigger places you go.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean,
simple. So if we had a pot, we know if they say, yo, you can have a pot of 5 people and you can pull out, or you can have a pot of 20 people and you can pull out. You know that this pot of 20 is going to take up much more people that you got to please and make happy than if you got a pot of 5 people with an idea that you can execute here.
Yes and no. I think in the end, if you have good marketing and you know how to sell something, it's all about sales. If you can go and sell somebody why they need to be coming to you. But
you know the more people you got on your team, the harder it is to keep the structure and what you want out of it.
Yeah. Well, if we want to talk about power, we can talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Now
that's out of the world power. But I'm just telling you, don't sleep on Kentucky, because you'll go to Kentucky and a guy be like, yeah, I own all of this land. And you might be like, yo, you don't really got much.
No. I'm with you, man. I'm just not saying.
The money is in the land, my people.
I'm not sure where it's coming from. And real estate is, yes, a great investment.
I'm from the Midwest, bro. I didn't study. I didn't been all around the country. I done been out of the country. It's something about the Midwestern states that you go to, and you might be like, man, there's nothing going on here.
No. I'm not doubting that at all.
They're paying high school athletes in Kentucky. I'm spilling the beans. It's real.
Let's go back into that. If we're talking about power.
It's real.
Epstein, what do you think? Kill himself? Not kill himself?
Didn't kill himself.
Didn't kill himself?
Knew too much.
What do you think's going to happen with this new
she's done.
Right-hand woman?
She's over with.
She's done?
It's over.
Think it's
over, man.
She's like, yeah, she's got COVID already in the hospital.
It's over, man.
And she's already been on suicide watch, and we got to watch her.
You got to understand, B, a lot of, and I'm not bringing up race to talk about our differences.
You can bring it up.
But like you said, at Syracuse, I didn't have a very rough background to see this. So some things you could be blind to. You could kind of be like, nah, people not really doing that. Because from where you from,
agreed.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, you like, nah, people do that to themselves. But it's a situation in society where I'm from that after years of getting out of that society and then going back and studying it, I can see why the black on black crime is high. You know what I'm saying? I can see why poverty is high. I done watched them take businesses and jobs out of our neighborhood. Now it's a survival of the fittest, you know?
Yeah.
So at the same time, even when we talk about them higher ups, we're ants. They up there on some things ain't gonna make the news. This not gonna make the news. It's some stories that don't make the news, B. It's power like that.
Agreed.
Don't make the news. It won't make the news. And we could create the story. When we could create the headlines and the story, we could control anybody we want to. That's the strongest thing about media.
But that's interesting about these conspiracy nuts, where it's like, you see, before we started the show, how much news I'm listening to over here.
You was listening to The Matrix. 25, 50 COVID cases here. We got to get the kids back in school. No, we can't get the kids back in school. All the kids going to die. All the kids could carry the COVID home. Like, come on, man.
This is what everybody says. So I listen to everything at 1.5 or 2
COVID-19, bro. They planned that. That's a plan.
No, stop.
That's a plan.
Stop.
Watch Bill Gates on CNN. If you don't believe me, type in Bill Gates CNN.
We're turning it off. Stop.
Bill Gates been talking about COVID-19 since 2016, and at the beginning of the year, he told us the whole timeline of COVID.
Listen, it's
a plan.
I will relate to you on the point you said.
It's a planned pandemic.
When certain groups of people, or even like entire sects of people, get completely disadvantaged from and taken advantage of, they lose trust. And,
for sure.
You know, we're seeing that right now with the media not being a great substantial form of trust. There's really no trust that they're going out there and actually investigating the people and the powers
this country pull you all different type of ways.
And so we're seeing that now.
Yeah.
And when we see that, and now you see, you know, like I said, Bill Gates is probably just fucking with people. It's not actually a virus. Like, my thing is,
I'm not saying he messing with people. He's one of the guys behind it.
I'm saying
he didn't step down from Microsoft right before the market crashed.
You're saying you know,
and went to CNN every day.
You're saying you know. I'm saying I don't know.
You could say you don't know, but
that's the difference.
He stepped down from Microsoft.
Maybe.
Right, but no, he did. It's in the news. That was the news. He sold his shares, so he got over on somebody because he knew the market was gonna crash.
Oh well, and
then he hopped on the news for the next 3 months with him and his wife explaining COVID.
He's been fucking with all that stuff forever.
Yeah, vaccines, all of that. I mean, when you get to that $1 billion mark.
Whoa, vaccines. You're not a vaccine guy?
No.
Why not?
Yo, show me where in the Bible and God, anything that you could put it. I don't know.
Good. That's the best answer.
I don't know. I'm not talking about vaccines. Good. I'm not getting into that. All I'm saying is, with the whole Bill Gates finanza, I just think once you get to $1 billion, it's no longer like even probably 100 million. It's no longer 100 million. It's still about money, but I think once you get to that billion, you lose touch with actual reality, surface problems. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of billionaires get divorced. Like Dr. Dre just got divorced from his wife.
That's a shady one, man.
Got divorced.
Dr. Dre one shady, man.
No, but I'm saying you got a guy who,
I've sold $3 billion in headphones.
I'm
now
above.
She's like, I want half.
It's not about it. It doesn't matter. He could give up half.
I'm just saying.
He could give up half and not lose sleep. Why?
I don't care. You can't come in and take the man's half.
Shout out to my man Rob Giannis. It's all about relationship currency. A guy told me that.
You can't take the dude's half.
It doesn't matter. Have it. If I got 10 people, I could.
It doesn't matter.
If I could call 10 people and get 25 billion,
it's the principle.
I'm good. It's not the principle.
Yes.
It's an imaginary number. It's monopoly money.
It is.
It is monopoly money.
But
you're gonna pay taxes on everything you buy here. Welcome to America. You gonna have to pay for everything you want here.
Yo, did you see that stat that came out?
What?
That 70%, I think it was taxes that people just aren't paying. Or like the bottom 70 percentile of finances in the U.S. or people in the financial bracket are the ones who pay taxes. People in the upper 30% ain't putting their taxes in at all. And like you said, I agree with you. And I think the relatable thing is socioeconomically, people are getting raped and they're getting taken advantage of as a people. Like you said, like, oh, well, I'm doing this. It's all fake, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody knows that, except everybody doesn't know where to come together on the problem.
The bottom tier believes in it. The bottom tier was sold the dream, but the top we knows the dream.
They rule it. But
they knows the dream.
But I think all of us right now we're going through these growing pains of like we're all frustrated and we're mad, but we just haven't been able to direct it in one point. You know, you got people on the right who are saying Donald Trump's not a bad guy. Like, the dude's a billionaire who knows all these people partying with Epstein. Like, he's as inside as Bill Clinton is.
Even those guys, like, come on, man. They put a cap on the age of women you could sleep with by state. Missouri, 17. Some states 16. Some states 18. Then you got the Epstein story of him just completely taking advantage of these girls' youth. You know what I'm saying?
It's terrible.
You don't think those higher heads put that cap on an age limit because to kind of like breed the general population of even thinking in that direction?
See,
bro?
Again, that's what the conspiracies. We can think about.
You want to drive the direction of the masses opposite of the direction you're going. Because if you don't, then
yes and no.
It abuses your power.
Yes and no. I think that your country is only going to be better. It's only going to be better for you if you're in the upper tier, if you have more people being successful in terms of like just mediocre success, like even middle class success. Like,
okay, what's the country though?
Huh?
What's the country?
What do you
say mean? The country success. What does the country has to do with the individual people that?
Because we're a collective. We're a bunch of different people from 50 different states who come together in order to make this machine, this American dream that we wanted to create, this project that started 244 years ago, that we wanted to steer it in this direction. And that's like even the beautiful part about the founders who wrote this amazing piece of paper, that they were flawed themselves and they owned slaves. It's just like, there's the catch-22 right in that.
But
like,
I think
these guys were fucked, even though they wrote this beautiful thing to try and make equality between races and genders and stuff, but they still couldn't do it.
It's a world government.
But even the world wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm saying like that's the beauty in it, and that's like the flaw in these individuals themselves. So that's where this process is something that's malleable, that we need to be able to rotate and change and mold into where it's going, because you know that's the crazy thing about our parents and all that. You know, they didn't have cell phones, and internet, like, you know. You had to write papers in school. You had to do all this shit. Like, it's hard stuff worrying about getting thrown out of school because you wrote the wrong thing in there. But that's, like, quality. That's credibility. And now they don't know how to be credible because they weren't taught that.
Yeah.
They weren't taught to say, oh, your mom and dad tell you something, but now you have a cell phone in your hand. Like, what'd you tell me?
Right.
I just looked that up. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
You told me I was going to die. Like, I'm not going to die when I take this pill or if I do this thing. Like, hold on.
I mean, you feel like this country built you up for success?
Is what?
Did the country build you up for success? Like all the structures and parts of society that they put you in, from staying in school 8 hours a day.
No. That's I'm a big proponent against.
You know what I'm saying? Then you go to work for 8 to 9 hours. Don't you feel like it's conditioning?
Eddie Griffin had a great quote in the movie The New Guy. Came out in like early 2000s. Sex is high school is just like prison. Sex you get, you don't want, and the sex you want, I'm butchering it right there.
Yeah, it's
good. But just like high fences, you can't escape. You got to watch time. Like we don't
actually go to the bathroom.
We don't treat people. Let them sit under white fluorescent lights all day.
I can't believe I used to get told I can't go to the bathroom. What type of shit is that? What is that, bro? Like, think about it. You can't go to the bathroom. I should have whipped out my dick and pissed on the floor. I should have whipped out my dick and pissed on the floor at least once. At least once. I probably was scared of my size.
Dude, it's nuts. It's nuts that like that. You're totally right. The authority that they want to establish, because I don't think those systems, like you asked, build you into, you know, a different person, a person that goes outside the system, that entrepreneurial. I want to escape and do my own thing.
I got in trouble once, and I used to get in trouble with probably the same 3 or 4 guys. And I remember the principal looking at us in the eyes and like, yo, you know, if this continues, you guys is going to end up in prison.
What were you doing that was so bad that he said that?
You know, just not listening to the teacher. I mean, I used to bully people. I used to put paper balls in my shirt, tell girls I got bigger titties than them. I used to do normal jock shit, you know.
Normal dumb shit, yeah.
None are dumb, but like in the vast majority of, you had these dudes who used to follow me as well because I was a smarter guy. Mm-hmm. But it's guys who end up in prison, you know what I'm saying? Because they get told their whole life, you're bad, or you're in trouble. So I think you grow up and you kind of start living into that. It's a conditioning. I don't think the condition of our people is the best in the United States. I don't think they condition us to be like, go be the best you can be.
Like I said, I think that there is a small group and sect of people who, I think the stock market's like a big example. Yeah. Like when you think about who owns 95 or 90% of stocks, it's the top 1% of money makers in this country. I'm not a top 1% maker. I own stocks. I don't own the amount of stocks that they own. But the fact that, you know, when we have this pandemic and we have these problems that we're injecting $5 trillion into a market when we know that only this many people own it. And it's like, we're just not taking care of people. Like you said, the upward mobility for socioeconomic
That's what I'm
status.
saying. They're even at the point of their balancing powers.
But
like,
see, now we have to be able to find, how do we target that,
which direction to go,
to pull both of our energies into that same direction. And not even just 2 people, hundreds of millions of people who feel like they're getting taken advantage of right now.
I think heaven has to be real. Heaven has to be real because
come back to earth, baby. Come back to earth.
Because okay, we're coming back to earth. Everything moves.
Come back to reality.
But if this is reality, everything moves in a down spiral. Meaning, like, I'm not saying it's not going to be high, it's not going to be lows. It's all a perspective and a mindset. But if we're talking about the masses and majority, the majority is always going to be fucked up.
But that's why we have to empower them and create, give them hope.
You could give them hope, but if you empower them too much, that affects the people at the top, and they not going. That 1%, that 1%, they want the mass media, like the news you listen to. They want to sell 1 billion masks.
But yes and no, because I don't think, I think that even those people, and you know where I get away from conspiracy theories, is that all those people that are in the top, you know, who want to control this.
You think they believe in God? Do they believe in you?
Not in God. Let's keep that out. We won't dive into the...
I mean, it's not even a God, but do you think they believe in anything? I think that
they're still people. And the fact that...
They care.
No, they can be fucking idiots
I'm asking you, do they care? Do you think if you have $1 billion, you care?
No.
You cannot gain $1 billion caring.
The problem is that their business, and you
can't gain $1 billion caring.
The mindset of a corporation and business is not for people.
Yeah, you can't.
It's not. But at the same time, we can do capitalism the way we have it so much better. We can. We have enough tools. We have enough food. We have enough food in the world to feed everybody, but we can't even feed everybody and get it to the right people. We got people throwing food out.
Yeah.
And garbage cans here, and you're
For
like,
sure.
Jesus Christ, have you been to Skid Row out there?
Skid Row.
It's one of the craziest places in the world where there's tens of thousands of homeless people in the wealthiest country in the world. You go down there, it looks like I've been to some slums like in India and other places around the world. I would have never been more scared and seen something more shocking and eye-opening than just about
Skid Row. Where's Skid Row?
2 miles that way.
Oh, okay.
Literally. See how I'm pointing?
Yeah.
It's that way. And the fact that we allow that to happen and that we don't want to say, hey, we even like put those money points out. Like, hey, we put $60 billion towards this. We can resolve the homelessness, whether that's going to be.
You think America is the richest country in the world?
I don't know if we are or China is at the moment, but.
Yeah.
But in terms about the money we have, well, we are because of all the fucking monopoly money that we can create. The way the Federal Reserve is set up and even the deals we have with Saudi Arabia. So we have the petrodollar. So every dollar of gas that they sell, they have to use this U.S. dollar. So every money we create.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing. Like, I'm so scared the way we're acting in the world and countries are cutting us out right now and saying you can't travel in because you guys are so fucking sick with this virus and you're not treating it seriously.
Yeah.
But, financially, we have set ourselves up and militarily so well around the world that, we still want to say swing the biggest dick out on the block to say, hey, you want to slip up? You want to fuck with us? We'll put these sanctions on you. We'll fucking starve people in the country. That's fucking wrong. Yeah. But at the same time, that's a fucking big dick tool, right? That's a big guard tool, right?
That's
there.
a big guard tool. That's a big guard tool. See, we got a little bit into politics, and
rightfully so, because these questions, again, why I do podcasts and why I think podcasts are important, and even these long form conversations is whether you or I agree on things, conversations need to happen, and we have to be able to find, like we talked about with understanding, hey, how do different minority teammates of mine have a lot harder situation, even though I might be in a tough situation. How can I relate to them? It's empathy, to understand where someone else is coming from and why and how their situation.
But it's almost like you can't because you haven't really lived it. Like you see it.
You won't be able to live it. You might not be able to live it.
You can't abide those feelings. My biggest thing is like.
No, but it's understanding to understand like, hey, let me give that person the time, the energy, and let me try to relate to them in whatever way I can. And show them the compassion, because it's a problem. We don't shut up and just listen to somebody, because everybody's got some shit, man.
Yeah,
like I said, the masses, we all got some shit going on.
Yeah, we all do. I think the biggest thing with people, and we could lead this topic, I think wealth, the richest is the people who are the actual money. It's not the monopoly money they give us, it's the people. I think the richest people in the world do a great job of controlling the masses.
Yeah, but what do they want to control?
I mean, the minds. I mean, they selling COVID like crack right now. You know what I'm saying?
They're not selling it. People are dying. I know people that are dying from COVID-19.
That's cool. We could pay hospitals to mark people off from COVID. We could tell you got regular cough symptoms.
Do you have proof that happens?
For sure. I know
like
people.
You got to show documents. You got to show proof.
I know people that got letters in the mail about COVID, but I also know it's. Like everybody say, until it hit close to home.
I went and got home and tested. I'm clean.
Until it hit close to home, you don't know. But it's already been so many errors in the testing. I mean, like.
But it's a new disease. It's a new mutation of the coronavirus.
They didn't just come out with COVID-19, bro. They created it. Period. Everything was created.
You think they were trying to crash
world
markets and world economies? And
let them think. Let's attack the world government. Let's attack the world government. The people with power. Let's attack the government. The United States work for Jeff Bezos.
These are brash statements, man. You got to have backing on this.
No, that is real. The post office is open on Sunday because of Jeff Bezos. All I'm saying
is... Post office is open Sunday now?
Yeah, because of Bezos.
Why?
Because his deal with the U.S. Post Office deal with Amazon.
Did they bail them out?
I don't know what they did, but anyway.
I know they were looking for a bailout.
Yeah,
postal system.
he got them more jobs. He got them keeping their whatever's rolling.
But
all I'm saying is their biggest thing is how can we control the masses? How can we control?
How is opening the post office something like that though, man?
No, I'm just saying the fact that a citizen, the country works for a citizen, is kind of backwards power.
I agree that he has way too much
Trump would never
power.
speak of Bezos.
Well, they go at it all the time because Bezos owns the Washington Post.
But he tries. It's the reason why you think he owned the Washington Post not only to promote his, but now that's an outlet to control minds. People believe and read the Washington Post.
Well, you can believe it, but again, like I read the Washington Journal, Wall Street Journal, and the New York Post.
But you feel like some is more credible than the other based on the person who's writing it. If you a real deep diver.
No, I believe it if they have up to 2 or 3 sources, which certain media hubs do.
Okay.
So like I say, if I'm reading something from Russia Today, RT, which I'll try and get different perspectives from different places around the world, because I think that's important. I still understand. I got to understand where it's coming from, and again, that's where you got to garner the empathy to say, why do people in Russia are saying this? Why is this news organization owned by the Russian government saying?
All I'm saying is, we can end it right here. Everything's a creation. The hoop bus was a creation. Big Guard was a creation. COVID-19 was a creation, and it's all marketing behind it. You know what I'm saying? This is the marketing of COVID, the vaccines, the tests.
I'm glad you're wearing a mask. When you came in the house, you're wearing a mask around town.
I'm just letting you know, it's marketing. If we could get everybody else on this page of this disease, man, when the vaccinations come around, the same way you got people lining up to get the test. You getting a vaccine? No, I'm not getting a vaccine.
Why not?
I'm good, bro. If I go like this is how I go. Everything's a creation, bro.
Yeah, but again,
we create money. Us as people, we got to quit looking for a bailout, and we got to create money. How do you create money?
We're not looking for a bailout. We live in a group of people. No, but we want to make sure everybody's healthy.
I'm talking about the majority. Oh, I can't get a job, so I'm broke. I can't do this. You can create money. Whether it's a hustle or you create an idea, you got to use your intellectual property. All I'm saying is everything is a creation, Brandon. It's nothing here that's, this is killing people. They created it. They created the narrative. They created the marketing. They created who to go through, who to target. It's all a marketing tactic. You know what I'm saying? It's only leading into the new world order. It's time for a change, man. Listen, money's leaving. It's a new world order, man.
You have a good connection to the youth, and you empower them. I'm just saying, if you're going to come in with, the conspiracies, you gotta, you can't. It's like it's like shouting.
But how is that a conspiracy saying things are created?
Well, in terms of the COVID. I think COVID's still something, again, I don't know. Man.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just kind of look at it from
No, listen, I'm open, and I totally agree that these people with very affluent people with a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars, are way too powerful and have way too much control and sway over how things are dictated.
They have no touch in reality.
And they don't.
To society.
And I'm with
That's
you on that.
That's why I'm trying to tell you. You saying Bill Gates studying COVID to help people? No.
I'm saying,
it's not happening.
Do you know how many people he's saved from malaria and other infectious diseases? You know how many he saved?
I don't know.
You know how much money he's given away to donate to people?
What is money? What is money to Bill Gates?
Exactly. He's given away half of his money so far in order to help people.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation,
people
right?
in Africa who are dying from malaria. He's made
sure. Is that a nonprofit?
I have no idea.
It is a nonprofit.
It's a profit or not.
I think it's a nonprofit.
But I'm saying he listen. As much as I think he's way too powerful and done things, at the same time, this is the guy who's been warning people, hey, this disease is happening. And contrary to who the gentleman is or not, the person, when it comes down to
he coming out with vaccines.
When it comes down to an infectious disease, I listen to the experts, the scientists, and right now, he is someone that's been studying this. He's a former computer engineer, owner, business entrepreneur. But right now, when it comes down to the disease itself, this is something we're all still trying to figure out. The U.S. is not taking it seriously. I'm even pissed off at my family because they're not taking it seriously in Florida, the hot spot.
Yeah.
And again, I lived in New York. I know people who've died in New York. People who work on the front lines, message me every day. I have an interview with the hospital manager in Florida. They just need people to take it seriously. This is something that we haven't dealt before. We haven't dealt with a pandemic in 100 years. So this shit and how it's going to affect us, it's just going to be different. And we all don't know how to act. We're all acting our own way. It's driving everybody crazy. And it's too early to point fingers. There's going to be fingers to point at on who to blame and whatnot. So I'm just saying.
It's nobody to blame. It's what it is. It's what it is, B.
Big Guard.
It's what it is.
I love you, man. I love that you came out on the show. I'm glad we got this podcast shot and running. Please let people know where they can find you in terms of whether it's the content, the YouTube content, whether it's I know you got a new podcast coming out, or anything you want to promote, man. First episode
with Robert Yanders.
Zing it out.
Hey, Big Guard, you can find me at Big Guard on IG with 1G, BIGUARD. YouTube Big Guard. You can just type in Big Guard. My stuff gonna pop up, so that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Twitter Big Guard B-Ball, and just stay in tune. We're gonna be covering a lot about the NBA bubble. A lot of podcasts, a lot of
we
more
didn't even get into the NBA
realistic.
Bubble, man.
Yeah, we didn't get into a lot.
We went into the Sperry dark hole.
Yeah, we went into a hole that's so deep.
But next time you come out, we're gonna have it again.
For sure. So
you're welcome on the show, man. Whenever you want.
Yeah.
You just say, Reese, we got to talk, and I say,
call through. So yeah, Big Guard basketball, man. Y'all stay in tune. I'm the only vlogger of the game. So when you guys see somebody else vlogging basketball games, just know Big Guard sent them. So you know, that's what I'm here to change the game and do, man. I'm here to give you the big guard experience, going to your favorite high school, college player games, and we're vlogging it. No more highlights. Ball is live, overtime. Y'all can have it. Big guard is here to really give y'all the real and what's the up close and personal of these games. So that's my outlook on basketball, and that's the big guard way.
That's it. Big guard. We got a big guard.
Simple.
Yo, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. And everybody, make sure you go check out Juan's stuff. Big guard.
Don't message me about any COVID related things though. I'm off that.
He's strictly ball.
Strictly ball in life, man.
But thank you, everybody, for following Big Guard. If you're new to the channel, if you're already on the bus already, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the show. Press that share button, and like the video. Comment on the video. It's how more people can find all this content, all these conversations that I'm having with incredible people from all around the world who do some interesting, cool ways, and they have unique perspectives on the human experience. So get out today. We are no sponsors. We got no one pumping any cash into us. We're soul-minded. I'm the only one putting the gas in this bus. So everybody, get out there, empower yourself today. Take the first step in whatever direction you want to go. And remember, you're either on the bus or off the bus. Peace.
Love.